Super slow. All right, now we're recording. All right, hey guys, so we're super excited for tonight's Tuesday night training call. We do these every Tuesday night, and so we have a very special guest on tonight's call. And so before I introduce her, I just wanted to give a couple little updates. So it's the end of the month. We are really excited for the fall and what's to come. I know there's going to be huge things in Plexus. I know that you guys can all feel it as well. I'm super excited for what's to come. And Leaders Retreat, the contest ends tomorrow, so I'm really excited for all of us that are going to be in Dallas. And so we've opened this call up to Millennials of Plexus, so I know there's some people watching from there. But for those that are on my team, Diamonds in the Making, stay tuned tomorrow and Thursday for some really awesome, exciting announcements on September and what we're going to be doing for team calls. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Timie Yancey. She is a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. I've loved watching her journey, and her Diamond documentary is amazing. So if you guys haven't seen that, definitely check it out. But I'm super excited for her to share more with you guys about her story and her tips. So take it away, Timie.
Hey, everybody. I'm so excited. I hope some of you guys are going to be at Leaders Retreat so I can see y'all. But anyways, I hope y'all are having a great week. Well, I will try to keep this brief because when I start talking, especially about Plexus, I can go on for hours. So I'll start first with my journey because it's probably a lot like some of you guys. I was that annoying friend that my upline, Christy Hull, she's amazing. If y'all don't know her, y'all can follow her. She's so great. What y'all might not know is she's actually Justin Moore, the country musician. She's that's it, her first cousin. And so we were actually, this is funny, we were actually in his dressing room backstage at one of his concerts. And I had been watching her Plexus post for a long time and had just kind of been a stalker. I never liked any of them. I never commented. And so we were sitting back there and I said, hey, tell me about Plexus. And so I was that annoying friend that asked about Plexus, and you guys, it was crickets for the next 7 months. Like I asked her about it and that was the only thing I said. But I kept watching her like so many of you guys and so many of y'all's friends. And I'd gone on a girls trip, and you know where you have just like eaten yourself into like oblivion, and I was just miserable. And I said, okay, I had 2 kids back to back. My husband's 6'10", and so we had big babies, and so I had 2 back to back, and I had like the last 20 pounds that I had a personal trainer. I was trying to eat better, all this stuff that everybody says, and I just couldn't. There he is. There goes Jake. Good. He's going to make sure our children are alive. I just couldn't shed the weight. So I called Christy and I said, okay, I'm ready to do this. What do I need and how do I do it? And she said, and I'll never forget, and this is a good tip, you guys, she didn't complicate it. And this is going to be one of my tips at the end. She said, well, I want to start you on the triplex. It is this price retail, this price preferred, and this price wholesale. And I said, well, I mean, I wanted wholesale, right? And so I had never tried the products, but I'm a bargain shopper. So I said, okay, I'm going to get these products for wholesale. But then I said the famous line that a lot of your people have probably said. I said, I want it for wholesale, but don't get your hopes up. I'm not selling this, okay? And so I got the products, and I didn't think they'd work, but I like got them in, and I said, okay, well, I might as well try them. I've paid this money, and here they are. So I started them. And you guys, after 2 weeks on these products, I remember thinking, I don't care if I lose any weight. I feel better than I have in a long time. And stuff that I'd kind of chalked up to like just being normal. I don't know. You guys look really young on this call. Y'all look like y'all are like Allie's age. But so I'm 35 and I'd had 2 kids. I cheered all through college, so I never had to worry about weight. But my shoulders hurt all the time, especially at night. I got so tired during the day. I wanted to sleep with my kids, and then I woke up feeling like crap at like 2 p.m. just all this stuff that I thought was normal. I couldn't remember anything. Oh, it's mom brain, or, you know, I'm a blonde, or like all this stuff I'd made excuses for a long time was better. And so I remember thinking, I was like, okay, I need to tell people about these products. Like, I didn't know how I got paid. I didn't know if I was getting paid. I just knew I'm a Sharon. So I knew if this makes me feel better, it's going to make my friends feel better. So on June 1st, 2014, I started telling the world about Plexus. I called my friends. I posted on Facebook. I got my sister-in-laws, everybody involved. And about that time, when I was real high on life, my husband found out I was doing that. He didn't know that I had gotten Plexus. He was like, what the heck are you doing? And I was like, well, surprise. I started this thing called Plexus, and I'm an ambassador. And I love to be totally annoying. So I was like, I'm the new Plexus ambassador. And he was like, I don't know what that is, but we're not doing it. And so, like so many of you guys, I mean, it kind of knocks the wind out of you, and you're like, oh, well, yeah, I got to know. Maybe I don't need to do this. But it only did that for like a second. And like any great wife, I didn't listen. And I said, okay, sure, whatever, honey. And I kept telling people. And so I have to say, I got home. We were at the beach for 3 weeks in June when I first started Plexus. So this proves you can work your business from anywhere. A week down there with Jake's family. We spent a week with just the 4 of us, and then a week with my family. And I worked my business on the beach with my kids from my cell phone, okay? I was states away from all my friends. And I got in at the end of June, and I had a check that was, I mean, it was more than I have 2 college degrees, and it was more than, my check was more than I was making full time when I was a magazine editor for our state's largest publication. And I thought my husband would be excited. And I said, oh my gosh, look what this check is. I didn't know how I made money. I had no idea what. Come to find out, I had fast started to almost senior gold, and we didn't even know what that was. My team, Christy, none of us, we had no idea. And I call her and I'm like, what does this mean? And what does that mean? And my husband goes, I don't know what the heck you're doing. Go and deposit that check really quick and get back to the house. And we're fixing to like stop what you're doing because I'm pretty sure it's illegal. And so about that time too, Christy texted me and she was like, hey, since you're kind of already working the business, I want to come talk to you about the business. And I remember thinking, am I doing this as a bit, like, is this the bit, like, what's going on? And my husband, I wish I'd saved this text because I know a lot of y'all might be in this same place. But he sent me a text and he said, because Jake was actually friends with my upline before I was. And he just sent me a text and he said, Timie, Christy is super busy. We cannot waste her time. We are not doing this business. Well, let's fast forward, and we are 2 years past that date, and I am a Diamond Ambassador, and Jake is almost a Sapphire Ambassador, and he's actually leading our men's call right now. So I want to say if you have a skeptical spouse, there is one thing. Actually, there's 2 things, but we'll only talk about one thing tonight. There are 2 things that really get their attention, okay? The first thing, we'll leave that off the list. The second thing is money, honey, okay? If y'all are worried about a skeptical spouse, just do your thing, because when the money starts coming in, his attention's going to come back to like, okay, what's she doing? Okay, so that is the easiest way to turn a skeptical spouse, okay? But I just want to say, you guys, I know a lot of you probably are on here are new, but this company is amazing. Like I said earlier, I have 2 college degrees, and I have worked for other people, and it sucks, right? It's not fun. I make more in a month right now than I made in a year with my first degree out of college. And most of my friends, my first degree is journalism PR. And most of my friends couldn't even get jobs in that field. And I was able to I was one of the state's youngest editors. By the age of 23, I was a magazine editor to our state's largest publication. And I was at the top, and I was making no money, and I was gone, and I traveled, and it was awesome. I loved it. I did a fashion segment for our ABC affiliate once a month, and I loved it. But when I had kids, even though I loved that job, I was leaving part of my soul behind. And so with this job, we have the best of both worlds, you guys. Actually, we get the best of three things. We get to change people's lives. We get to make money that we could never make, in a real job. If I were working both at my second degree, I did pediatric occupational therapy, and I loved that too. And I made really great money at that, but I was gone. And so now I'm able to make more money than if I were working both of those careers full time. And I don't miss anything. My kids are in the bathtub behind me. I took one of them. It's my granny calling. I took one of them to a Plexus lunch today, and I work it from the pickup line. I work from the baseball fields. My kids get to see me doing something that matters and something that I love. And that is awesome. And I'm there for everything. I get to be the mom that volunteers at school and everything. So if you guys, I know some of you guys are really young, and maybe that hasn't even crossed your mind yet, but you are setting yourself up for a really, really great life. I want to just say, we can leave. Guess what? We're going to be gone on the Diamond trip and the Hawaii trip for basically all of September. Okay, we're going to be gone September 6th, and we're coming back the 20th. And Jake and I don't have to worry about taking off or who's going to pay bills, or our kids get to go with us. Like, we're checking our kids out of school. I had to make sure that I wouldn't go to jail for them missing so many days. And their teachers have been really supportive. So we're getting to make memories with our family. So whereas I say, like, the money is amazing and the changing lives, getting to change your friends' lives is amazing, but the freedom that comes with this job, and I'm sure Allie knows about it. She's, this huge step she's taken that most people only dream about, getting to, like, quit college and do this and do what you want to do and make your life what you want. Who else gets to do that in the world? So I want to leave you guys, and I'm going to let y'all ask questions here in just a second, but there are three things that I want to leave y'all with, and it's three things that I've done that have gotten me to the top, okay? And the cool thing about these things are they're really common sense. Like, you probably already know this, but I want you to really think about what I'm saying, because I've done nothing special. I'm a stay-at-home, and I still consider myself a full-time stay-at-home mom here in Benton, Arkansas. Do y'all even know where that's at? No, it's like the middle of freaking nowhere, Arkansas. It's right in the middle. So if I can do this, and let me tell you, when you have somebody tell you it's saturated and you can't do it, just smile and keep going, because do y'all know how many jewels are right here within 15 minutes from me? About 30 here in Arkansas. We have I think we have the largest number of jewels per state. Yeah, we've got 30. We go to lunch all the time. We're all on different teams and stuff, but there's like probably 20 of us within 15 minutes. And I think there's like 35 in Arkansas, and we're a little state. We all like know each other. Hey, heck, most of us are related, right? But okay, so here are the three things that will take you to the top, okay? This is what I've done. Number one, I believe in the products and I believe in myself, okay? If you are not taking these products, then when you are trying to get people on your team and when you're trying to get customers, you are selling, okay? If you're taking these products and you believe in them and you know what they do, you are sharing them. And I'll tell you right now, people can see this from miles away, okay? If you are trying to sell them something that you don't necessarily believe in, you might as well give up, because it's not gonna work. You have to, and I constantly am reading, we have to be careful about what we post these days, but I'm constantly reading testimonials and, building my belief in the products, okay? I love the quote that men without passion are never great at anything. So find your passion, and your passion needs to be one of two things or both, okay? You need to have a passion for the products, or you need to have a passion as to why you're doing this business, okay? And dig deep about why you're doing it. So if you have a passion in both of those, then you're even better, okay? So if you have a passionate why and you believe in these products and you're passionate about them, that is the first step. So if you're not on the products, I really want to encourage you to do that, because that will change how you're talking to people. Number 2, the only thing I've done other than believe in the products is I talk to people every single day. I hate when my team pushes share and they're like, I posted on Facebook today. Why is nobody knocking my door down? I posted on Facebook. I shared that testimonial that she shared and she shared and she shared and she shared. Okay. I never share anything on Facebook unless I look at it and I am like jaw dropping. Oh my gosh. Okay. So talk to people every day. You're going to reach different people by different avenues. So don't limit yourself, guys. Don't just post on Facebook. Don't just inbox people. Don't just talk to people in public. Don't just post on Instagram. Do all of those, you guys. I know your number one fear is getting a no, okay? Now, I want to give you guys an example, and I want y'all to think about it, because no's are hard, and I took them really personally from the beginning. I was like, oh, they told me no, okay? Say I'm meeting Allie for lunch, and I go up to Allie and I say, hey, Allie, I'm getting some gum. Do you want some gum? And if she says no, am I going to be like, oh, why does she not want my gum? Is my gum not good enough for you, Allie? No. So many times when people say no, we take it personally. She could have braces. She could have a retainer. She may not like juicy fruit, okay? She may have just brushed her teeth. She may be fixing to eat dinner. Like, I have no idea why she doesn't want gum, but she doesn't want gum right now. And it's not, she doesn't want gum forever, so I should never offer her gum again. She doesn't want gum today, right there when I asked her. So I want to encourage you guys, talk to people and don't take no's personally. Almost every single person on my team has told me no at one point or another. And it's just like a funnel, you guys. Keep filling it. When they get to the bottom, either they're a yes or they're a no. If they're a no, keep a list. And let me show y'all, just so y'all know I'm preaching to the choir. Look, here's my list. See, I got some greens marked off. See my list? My list has list. Here's another one. Where are my potentials? They're somewhere in here. Got some more potentials. But I keep tons and tons of lists. So do that, you guys. And keep different lists. Keep a potentials list. Keep a, hey, she said no. Write down what she said no about. But keep these lists active. And you need to be adding to your list every single day. I know we talk about making a list of 50 or 100. You need to be adding people to that list every single week. Let me teach you a little tip that I love to do. My favorite types of people to talk to are strangers. I know. Isn't that weird? That's weird. So I don't necessarily, everybody always asks me, how do you go up to strangers? Well, I'm not that big of a freak. I don't necessarily just walk up to somebody and be like, you need my plexus, okay? But I will wear a Plexus shirt. I have Plexus license plates. I have that. And I've gotten people from having that kind of stuff. But I love to wait for ways for me to bring up Plexus. So most of us, when we talk to people, we'll be at Target and the checker will say, hey, how are you? How's your day? Or like, hey, thank you for shopping at Target. How are you? And we'll say, I'm great. Thank you. And if we're feeling like we're in a real good mood, we'll say, and we look away and we don't really even mean it, right? And then whatever they say, I'll elaborate after that. Oh, you've been here since 8. Oh my gosh, you've been here a long time, sister. Are you tired? Y'all get where I'm going with this? Yes, I'm really tired. In fact, I have another job to go. You need Plexus. Are you so tired? And then this is my favorite. When they say, if they say, what's Plexus? I act like they are the last people in the world to hear about Plexus, okay? And this has helped me because it gives me a reason to tell them why. So I'll say, what? You don't know about Plexus? And they'll say, no, I don't know. I've never heard of it. What? Shut your mouth. Are you you're kidding. You have never heard about Plexus. And at this point, they're usually saying, what is Plexus? Okay. And then that is they've given you permission to tell them what Plexus is. Okay. So then I always say something like, oh my gosh, it's an amazing health and wellness company, girl. We have products for everybody, like anything you could want. And then I just kind of list some things that it can help with. And I say, oh my gosh, I either will have a sample in my purse, but I always end with, or hey, are you on Facebook? And most of the time people are going to say yes. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's your name? I'm going to add you right now. So, but if any questions or anything, you can message me. Okay. And so I add them immediately on Facebook. I have done this. Jake and I were Super Saturday speakers in Canada this last year. And we all want ambassadors in Canada, right? It's why we went shopping, and I did this to several people, and they've joined my team because they've watched me post. What's going to happen is they're going to start seeing your post and seeing all this fun you're having with Plexus, you and your cute Plexus shirt and your cup, and you're like, cheers in your Plexus, girls. And eventually those people are going to be like, okay, tell me more about Plexus. So that is a tip. So talk to people every single day, you guys. Don't let it, if you're feeling like you're at a lull in your business, the one thing you can do to pick yourself up is to personally sponsor somebody. So I want to really encourage you guys, talk to people. It is all a numbers game. Don't be offended if they don't want your gum, okay? Because the next day they might. So I want to encourage y'all to do that. And the last thing that I've done that has gotten me to diamond, are y'all ready for this? It's a big one. I did not quit, okay? I love how Sarah Robbins says, if y'all have read any of her network marketing books, she said, I have never known someone to be in a business, a network marketing business, and really work their business consistently for 10 years and not make it to the top, okay? Now, 10 years sounds like a long time, right? Okay? But then when you think about it, if I were a magazine editor in 10 years, giving the cost of living raise that I may or may not have gotten, in 10 years, I may have gone up $15,000, right? In a salary, maybe 20 if we're really lucky. Say it takes us 10 years, you guys. If it takes you 10 years to be making over $400,000 a year, which is what you'll make, I promise you, because I'm there and I can tell you it's what you'll make. If it takes that long, who wouldn't do that, right? So just don't quit. I loved at convention. Were any of you guys at convention this year? Okay, I loved when, I can't remember who it was, when the speaker said, you know, we were all down at the bottom, and he said, look at these people down here at the bottom. Who wants to be down there next year, right? And everybody was like, me, 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 me. And he said, I bet Sarah and Allie, I bet y'all remember. Catherine, do you remember what he said? He said, there is one thing that sets these people apart from you guys sitting up here in the nosebleed sections. And that one thing is that we have gotten more no's than you have. So that's all it is, you guys. It's a numbers game. And if it takes me getting 300, 400, 1,000 no's to know that I'm creating something that is going to set my family up for success for the rest of our lives, to give me the personal freedom to donate to whatever ministry, to help our church, to help families buy Christmas, to take my kids on vacation, to splurge on nice purses that I'm obsessed with and I have a serious issue with. If it takes 10,000 people telling me no to get there, you guys, it's worth it. So I just want to end with saying, I'm not anything special. In fact, most days I wear my hair in a ponytail and I don't even put on real clothes. I mean, I've got 2 kids. We're crazy around here. I swear I'm going to end up in our like local newspaper one day for doing something crazy, you know, like leaving a kid at home and thinking they're with me. Like, I am totally normal, but I've done those 3 things that I told y'all. I believe in the products and I believed in myself. And if you don't believe in yourself, I want you to message Allie and Sarah tonight, because they are going to start building belief in you. And going back to that, if you're not speaking positive affirmations to yourself, I know that sounds very like like very zen, but I'm telling you guys, it is true. I want to give y'all a personal story real quick that I meant to tell you about that. Okay, back during the dreaded October, November, December days. Does anybody remember? My husband and I call it like, you know, like BC and AD. We call it BBO and after and ABO. So for before back office and after back office. Yeah, y'all feeling my pain? Okay. So I'm going to be real honest. Life sucked for me during those few months, okay? I was stuck at Sapphire, which, I mean, hello, I sound like such a snot saying that, because that's not a great, terrible place to be stuck at. But I was stuck at Sapphire. I wasn't doing anything business building. I was literally on the phone. I swear to you, I was on the phone with customer service for probably 5 to 6 hours a day, every single day. Like, my liaison's Jake, and I talk to him so much, I call him my other husband, my other Jake husband. So it was bad, okay? And I got in a slump, and I was miserable. Like, I mean, I was there. And so finally in January, I was talking to my husband, and I was like, this is just, it's terrible. And I'm doing so bad. I suck at this. Like, we're losing points. I'm not doing well. And he's like, Timie, you're not working. And for a second, I hated him. And I thought about murdering him in his sleep. And then I was like, you know, ladies, where the minute they say something, you're like, bah! And then I really thought about what he was saying. And I wasn't. I was like putting out fires, which was working. But I was not working. I was not building my belief. I was not doing anything. I was not personally sponsoring. I was not building belief in my teammates. And so in January, actually in February, we had a Jules training. And I went to the Jules training, and they talked about like confirmations, positive affirmations. And I thought it was bull. And I thought, that only works for everybody here's telling me to do it, I'm going to do it. And so every single day I woke up, and I was like a lot of you guys, like I found myself in this leadership position, and I didn't really ever mean to get here. And then you have like thousands of people on your team, and you're like, oh my gosh, like they think I know what I'm doing, right? So I had a problem with not seeing myself as a leader. So every single day when my feet hit the floor, I told myself, you are an amazing leader. You have the fastest growing team. You guys, both of those were complete and total lies. I was like, I had a bad attitude, which I didn't think my team could see because I'm so outgoing, but they could tell that I was like down. And nobody was promoting. We were not the fastest growing team. We were like suffocating, okay? But I told myself that every single day. And I want to tell you, 8 months later, I have one of the fastest growing teams in Plexus. And I'm working on myself as a leader. I'm getting there. I am steering the ship, honey, and I'm still reading the roadmap, but we're steering the ship. So I just want to say, along with believing in the products, you have got to believe in yourself. And whatever you tell yourself, you will believe. So start telling yourself these positive things, okay, instead of these negative things. Because if you don't fill your mind with positive, your mind's going to be filled with negative. So believe in yourself, believe in the products, talk to people every single day, and don't quit. It's worth it, you guys, I promise. So those are my 3 tips. And so y'all want to go to questions? Is there any questions? I think I saw one down here.
I typed one, but I'm just going to ask you.
Okay.
To me, it's Catherine. What is I'm a reader and I'm all about personal growth. What is one book that you would recommend?
Okay. I love, and since you are a reader, you've probably already read these, but I love GoPro. Mm-hmm. And I love Rock. One book that I am about to read, I just finished the training, the Sonia Dudley's John Maxwell training, her certified training. Mm-hmm. And one of the books she mentions is, hang on, I have it written down, and that I'm fixing to start, and she swears by it. So I want to tell you that are on my list to start. First was What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. She said that is life-changing. Have you read that one?
Yes. I love it.
You have?
Yes. Yes.
Is it good? Should I read it?
It's really good. Chapter 1, and you're going to want to read the entire book. Yeah.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So those are my next ones. And then she said, Switch On Your Brain.
Okay. I haven't read that one. So.
Okay. And then the third one on my list to read is called Self-Talk, Soul Talk.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, girl.
But my 2 regular favorites are GoPro and How to Rock Your Network Marketing.
I've read GoPro twice now. I love it. I keep going back to it like it's like a learning manual. I love it.
I mean, some of the stuff he says, the way he says it, you guys, you're like, well, duh. Like, I mean, especially like how he talks about your list and adding to your list and stuff like that. So those are 2 books that I recommend. And then the last 3 are 3 that I have been recommended to me that I'm going to read here. We just got out of the conference on Saturday. So
great, girl. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I love all of those books. I've read a couple of them, and I have Self-Talk, Soul Talk. I haven't started it yet, but I've heard it's really good. So I'm excited to read that one. I know that the only other question that I can think of is, this is kind of like a 2-part question. So what's your daily method of operations now, and what was your daily method of operations as you were building your team at different ranks? Did you do different things?
Okay, when I was building ranks, I was super psychotic, okay? So I grew really fast. So I ranked every single month that I was in Plexus. So I hit Emerald in 7 months, and then I hit Sapphire in 11, and then I was Sapphire for a year. So, and that's where a lot of my personal growth happened, where I told you the positive affirmations, and I had to learn how to be a leader and not a manager, right? So I had to learn how to be a leader and not be in management mode, because it's hard. Because if you're a leader, you want to help manage people, and then there's a fine line between managing and leading your team versus still growing yourself, and personally sponsoring and that sort of thing. So, but when I was ranking up, what I did was I was very good about knowing exactly where I stood, how many people I needed to get to the next rank. So like, for instance, if I was senior gold and I knew that I needed to rank up to ruby, I knew how many people I needed to add to the dot to go to the next rank. And I think that's something that I thought it was normal to do that. But what I found is a lot of people don't really know exactly how many people they need left. They'll get to the end of the month and they'll say, oh, well, my team added 20 people. And then you'll be like, oh my gosh, you needed 30. Like all you needed was 10 more to, you know. So I knew. You want to say hi? Yeah. She's got her night. Oh, did y'all hear that? I told you I threatened their life. Did you hear what she said? Come tell them what you said. She said, you told me if I got in your video, I'd be grounded tomorrow. Oh, that's funny. Okay. And my kids never listen to me. I don't know why they're listening now. But so like I knew like, okay, I need one more person or I need 2 more people. Like I counted down. And if I did make it in 1 month, that was fine. But I knew the next month, okay, I need 12 people or I need 15 people. And so I was very aware of what I needed to get to the next rank. Whereas a lot of people just vaguely know and kind of fly by the seat of their pants. I was very strict on what I needed to do. As far as now, I've been really psycho the last 5 days because I've been like trying to win the shopping spree, which I just won. And so I know that like I'm 7 people above the shopping spree. So I'm back in that mode of like, I need this many people. I need this many people. I'm down to 1 person. So, but what I do now on a daily basis is I wake up in the mornings and y'all probably heard Celeste talk about this, but I do this too. I tell everybody happy birthday because I want to be a presence on their wall and I want them to be a presence in what I've got going on. So I always do that. And if it's somebody that it's their birthday and I haven't seen any of their posts, I'll also go onto their wall and kind of check out what they've got going on and like and comment so they'll start seeing my stuff. So I always do that. And then here lately I'll try to reach out to some people. So I'll go through my list. I'll swing back around and follow up with people. I'll go through and what I want to say when I reach out to people, I don't complicate it, okay? I will reach out to people and I'll say, I mean, honestly, if it's cool people that I think I would want on my team, I literally say, girl, when are you going to join my Plexus team? I mean, they don't expect you to like give them some sales pitch. They don't expect you, because honestly, that's annoying. And it's kind of refreshing for people just to be like, I want you on my Plexus team. What's wrong with just saying that? You know, name it and claim it, honey. That's what I was raised to know. So that's what I'll say. And even if they say no, it starts a conversation. If they come back and they're like, yeah, no, thank you. Then I'm like, what? Do you even know what Plexus is? Why do you not want to be on my Plexus team? And so it starts that conversation. And I've had people that have literally said, no, thank you. And then I start talking to them and they're like, okay, well, send me samples. And then I'll send them a sample. So that's what I do. I've also started, which I just moved it because we had people over and I had to act like I got my stuff together. But I had a big board right here. And I started a leaders board, okay? And I put my top 20 leaders on there. If your team is smaller, put your top 5 or your top 10. And I help them project points like I used to do when I was trying to rank up. And what I found was people are competing to be on the leaderboard. And so every month they're like, oh my gosh, did I make it to the leaderboard? And so if you can do that, it kind of helps them project where they want to be and it gives them accountability and they know that you're on their side. So I do that and I circle back around to a couple of my leaders every day to just kind of check in and see where their points are. I also try every day to message somebody on my team that's not necessarily adding big numbers. They're not adding a ton of people. They're not adding a bunch of customers, but they're consistent. So a lot of times people want to be recognized for hard work. So if you can just recognize people and say, hey, Sarah, I just want to say I'm so proud of you. You are so consistent. I know you love these products and you do something to work your plexus business every day. And I just want you to know, like, it's not going unnoticed. It's going to pay off. And I'm so happy and proud for you. And you'll be surprised how far that kind of thing goes for people. Recognition, they would rather have recognition than, I know most people would almost rather have recognition than anything in the world. So I try to do that. And I think that's pretty much what I do every day. I do try to give out a sample or talk to somebody every single day in person. Talk to everybody. And here's the cool thing, like, so many people feel like you have to complicate it or you have to, like, know everything about every product. Or my mom's that way. My mom's a registered nurse and she's on my team. She's like, we want to do more research on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just tell people they need it because it's awesome and you love it. Like, you don't have to know, like, it's methylated and what version it is, and you know. So just talk to people. Just be like, hey, have you ever heard of plexus? What's wrong with just saying that to somebody that, you know, you run into? Hey, they're not going to hate you. And then if they're rude, you probably are never going to see them again. So that's what I try to do every single day.
Awesome.
I don't do it every day. That's what I try to do every single day.
Yeah, I totally understand that. I don't think anyone else commented, and that's the only question that I had for you. So thank you so much for being on and sharing all your tips with us and kind of your story and how you got to be a diamond. We love watching you and seeing all your posts and stuff like that. So we really appreciate you being on, and thank you to everyone else who tuned in tonight, whether you're on our team or you are part of Millennials of Plexus. We really are glad that you guys got to tune in. And I think we're also going to upload this to the team YouTube page. So anyone that you want to share this with, you'll be able to. So thank you so much. And we'll talk to you guys later. Good night.
Bye. See you guys.